Welcome back. Today my video will actually not be on hair. It will be on homeschool must-have. Now my daughter is currently enrolled in public school, but we have been doing homeschool for about 2 months now, or about like since she's first started public school this year. She is 3, but I'm wanting to homeschool her as of next year. So what I'm going to first get into is keeping track. Keeping track of all of the classes and everything will help you as of when you are pulling your child out of public school, especially if they're like ages from about 7 and up or 5 and up, because therefore they have to be enrolled. My daughter is 3. She doesn't have to be enrolled in public school yet. So it shouldn't until next year. So it shouldn't be as hard for me to have to pull her out next year. But I do not know that because I haven't done it before. She's my first. But I know from experience with other people who've homeschooled and pulled their children out of public school, that when they pulled them out, they said you have to keep log of all of your activities, your work, what you do in a day, outside playtime, extracurricular activities. You need to keep it logged up. Now, I will be getting a binder instead of these folders, but this is all I have at the moment. But they're saying that you need to keep track of them because they will ask you, where is your tracking records? And these are my records. Now, I just started these records. You know, they only have one thing in it because I just started keeping track because I just did my research on that and talked to homeschool parents. And they said, keep track. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and make me folders because that's what I have a lot of. That's what I can get my hands on right now. And this is actually scraps. So any scraps that I have from cutting out shapes and whatnot, I will put in this folder so that way my construction paper will go to good use instead of straight to the trash. And this is science. I know I showed you already. Language, and the language she is currently learning is ASL. Because I already know this, I've already taken it before, so I can easily teach her that at home myself. And it's not that bad of a language. She already knows some of it from birth, so that will be the easiest thing. This is art. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for art at the moment, but I will be doing that. This is basics. Basics for me is things like learning her name and fall, spring, summer, winter, autumn, stuff like that. And just basic stuff that I can't really find a folder for, I'll just put in there. And then we have math. And math right now, because it's Thanksgiving coming up next month, what I'm going to do to make this fun, I should actually tell you guys about this one. What I'm going to do to make it fun is, I've got this idea somewhat off of YouTube for like fractions. So I know she's only 3, but I'm like, hey, why not make it fun? So when she gets to 3rd grade and starts learning about these fractions, she won't have such a hard time doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little fake pumpkin pie that she loves, or sweet potato, whichever one you want to call it. I'm going to cut it in half and teach her like that's one half. And then I'm going to make another one, like apple pie or something. And I'm going to have her place these fake little apples on it to make it fun for her. And then we're going to cut that into like 1/4 and just take that slice out and teach her. Put the 1/4 in there, or make the half of pie connect so it can be a whole, and we're going to teach her her fractions that way. But to make it really fun, on top of that, because it's Thanksgiving, we're going to do this right before Thanksgiving Day. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that and have a little fun, and then we're going to actually make a sweet potato or pumpkin pie, whichever one she prefers, and an apple pie, blueberry, whichever one she wants to make. We're going to actually make that, and I'm going to tell her, okay, take your play knife or whatever, you know, the little kid knives that they have online. I'm going to buy me some of those from the store or Amazon or something. And I'm going to actually have her cut it. Now, if I don't end up buying those, we'll just use a plastic knife around the house. But I'm going to have her cut it and tell me, is this half or is this 1/4? So that's how we're going to have fun with this activity. Now, I believe homeschooling is a whole lot better because you can do things like this and they will actually remember it a lot more because you're having fun with it. They actually get to eat the pie when they get done. In school, you can do this all day. It can be fun for them, but they're not actually baking the pie, making it, mixing it together, putting it in the oven, letting it cool, and then getting to enjoy it themselves. No, they're just making something that looks like a pie. At this age, anyway, they're not doing any cooking lessons or anything. So that will be fun for her, and that was math. So let me get that folder out, and then I have her numbers down here for math too. 4, 1, 2, and 3. Now, note this. I just started learning this stuff. So what I'm actually going to do is I'll probably have these thrown away or reuse them for something else because I love to reuse. But other than that, I'm probably actually going to make this more fun by cutting it into like different animals or the different foods or shapes or something that interests her. And that way she'll learn these a lot faster or make it into a game. So that's the math. And then I don't have anything for art. Just going to show you guys what I have in there. The basics, I told you guys. Fall, summer, winter, spring. And then I have hot and cold. So she can learn the hot and cold. What's hot and what's cold. What I was going to do was looking for my magazine. I have a lot of magazines because I have subscriptions to them. So if this one doesn't have enough food, I'll just wait on my next subscription next month. But I already have a lot of them put up. But she can look for her hot and cold foods or hot and cold items. And this is has a couple of spooky pumpkins and stuff in there. So I'm pretty sure they have like pie that's hot and cold apple cider. So she can just list, hot foods, what's hot, and then find something that might be cold. She can just look through the magazines and find stuff. I have about 10 already, so that'll be great for that. And next folder I wanted you guys to see was language. ASL is what I'm working on in this one. So I have ASL. Communication is the first thing we're going to go over because she knows her basics like apple, candy, eat. She knows all those basic ones. Cereal, cracker, cookie. So we're going to do ASL communication next. And I'm going to start keeping log of it. So hello, she'll learn that. And then she'll learn like how are you, which I can't do with one hand really. And then angry, happy, I believe I already know. And then sad. Now, I don't even know sad, but I put it on here because it was like a greeting. She could say, hello, how are you? I'm feeling sad, happy, angry, etc. So, these are just the basic ones I have for right now. We're going to do basic ASL, and then we're going to move on up as she progresses. So, by the time she's in 5th grade, we can already know the full language, and we can move on to, like, college terms because she picks up really, really fast. So I don't expect us to be on this for long. So we can get to learn, bigger words, bigger concepts with the hand movements and everything. So that is the language. And then we have science. Now this one I actually thought was pretty fun because we can learn this one in a fun way too. All of these might not be as fun to her, but this one is caterpillar. We're learning the stages of the caterpillar. And then when we move up, she'll learn, like human anatomy, but only 3 right now. So all we have to do is learn the, like the body of the caterpillar. And that'll be our first steps into like teaching her about life. So we have the egg, then we have the caterpillar, and then we have the chrysalis and the butterfly. Now, how I was going to make this fun was, of course, magazines. I love to keep those on hand. You guys see, I have a lot of them. She can just cut out the caterpillar. She can find an egg. She can find a chrysalis. I'm pretty sure she can find something that looks like a chrysalis if we don't find that. And then a butterfly. I see those in a lot of magazines, so that'll be great. And then to make it fun, more fun, she can just get her one of those little butterfly sets with the net and you hang it up on the ceiling. I don't know if you guys ever had it, but it just kind of hangs up there. And it has like a little butterfly net cage thing. And I was thinking she could grow her own butterflies and see from stage to stage where it goes. And then I can pull the science folder back out and say, hey, Kylie, remember we did this a week ago? And I can keep pulling it out. And I can say, remember when I told you that it was going to be an egg first? And she can, oh yeah. And then I can say, you see the egg? And I can say, do you see the caterpillar? Now the chrysalis. Oh, it's a butterfly this morning. You know? And then I can teach her, oh, let's let it go. And she can have fun doing that. And then my scrap folders, all my scraps. Papers I can still use and magazine cutouts. And then English. I don't have anything in English right now. Thought I did, but I don't. And reading. My reading folder has these little words. Now, she's learning words like mug, hug, bug. Now, she can sound them out like b, g, but she can't put it together like bug. So, if you guys have any ideas on how I can get my daughter to put the whole word together, that would actually be great. And I would actually use that as a technique because I'm really trying. But she's not getting that concept yet. But these are bigger words with. There's going to be bigger words because I feel like if I keep teaching her the same basic words that she'll think everything's basic. And I want to get to knowing the different words. Me and see. So these are like not the same. Ugh, bug, hug. These are different concepts. And then I have her name. She knows it most of the time, but sometimes she'll go and she'll forget. But she's learning this in school as well right now. So she'll just spell her name. And then that'll be that. And then for history, I thought this one was really fun. I saw it on YouTube. Can't steal anybody's idea. I'm not that type of person. So here's a rocket ship that I actually glued down without her. Because what I was going to have her do, I was going to cut out some star shapes and put them in a Ziploc baggie, which is another homeschool must-have for me until I can get some crayon boxes to keep all my stuff in. But I was going to get some mini stars or cut out some mini stars from the construction paper and have her actually glue the stars because she'll know that this is a rocket ship. And I'll tell her, you know, to glue the stars wherever because rocket ships go in space. And then I will further go on to teach her while she's doing that. And then I was going to have her put her face right here like Kylie's in the rocket ship. And then I was going to let her know who was the first person to fly in a rocket ship. Now, I know she's only 3, but my daughter is so smart. You can tell her something once, and she'll tell you again next week out of the blue. We can be at the dinner table, and she'll be like, hey, Mommy, remember this? Hey, Daddy, remember this when you told me this? So, I know she can pick up to this because I can tell her big words or big things, and she'll repeat them the next week or 2. And she'll keep on repeating them to me, so I know she can remember who's the first person to fly a rocket ship if I create something with her. And then when I get a printer, what I was going to further do is like do some research on who flew that rocket ship further, like different activities or who made the first like Johnny Appleseed, but I was going to take a picture of that actual person and have her glue the person right here so she can visualize everything, and that'll help her remember too. And Yuri Gagarin is who I got. So that's that. And then we could further go on to make this even funner by actually building our own rocket ship. So that's engaging them in the activity and not boring them out with a whole bunch of construction paper and folders and pencils and paper all the time. She can actually build that rocket ship. And another science activity I wanted to do with her was the volcano, the typical volcano that everybody does. I wanted to go ahead and do that activity with her because she loves explosions. She loves science. So I think that's one of her favorites right now. Science experiments. And then the next thing I wanted to move on to was books. She loves books so much. So books are very interesting, but they can also remember them a lot. So what I tend to do is get books. Now this is a book passed down. That's why it looks like this. But this book is I Can Read With My Eyes Shut by Dr. Seuss. Everybody should know this. Most people do. But this will engage her in actually wanting to read, and it has. So I would get books that can engage her in those types of activities. And then for the winter and fall basics curriculum, I was going to do like, summer, spring, autumn, fall. And I had gotten this book, and she loves books. So I was like, hey, if I get her this book, then she'll be interested in these subjects and she can read about it. And she always brings me that book. So, and then this book we've had for 3 years now, and we had gotten this book for her first 100 words, but she still likes to go through here and look at things. And sometimes she's like, Mommy, what is this? Like this, for instance, this computer. It's 2021. Computers do not look like this anymore, but for some reason they still print them out like that in this book. So she was like, what is this? And I was like, it's actually a computer. Because we have laptops here. We don't have actual computers and desktops and things. Well, not desktops, but actual computers. So she was asking about some of the stuff in here, like this television. It doesn't look like the TV in our house. We have flat screens in here. So that's getting her well equipped still yet, even though it's for babies, to learn what televisions look like, what this looks like. And she's really interested. So I teach her things that might seem quite big because she's interested in stuff like that. So I teach her so she can know about it, because while she's interested in it, why not learn about it? Make it fun. Glue. Glue is an essential for any and everybody, really, that has kids, because you glue everything. But glue is an essential for homeschooling because you will be gluing and making arts and crafts all the time. Construction paper. I've already talked about this one, but lots and lots of construction paper. I just bought more. This is the new stack I just opened, actually. It looks a little torn up in the front already, so she had pulled that one out. Paint. 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 She loves to paint. One of her favorites is to paint. I just brought these two the other day. Now, well, you can't see it because the paint just floated at the top. But she had opened this the other day and had paint all over herself. Now, I usually keep all this stuff locked up in her room. She has 2 closets, so I keep it locked up in her room. In that one closet with the child lock on it. If I had 2 closets, it'd be in my room. But it does have child lock on it, so she cannot get into it. But I had left it out because I had just brought it. It was in my room on the dresser, and she took and opened it and poured it all over her clothes. And boy, was I mad. But I just said, okay, Kylie, we're not supposed to open that. But, we all try that gentle parenting thing. So these are the 2 I got. Bright magenta and petunia purple. So those are the 2 I got. I had a red one, but she got that one in the carpet. But that was some months ago, so I have to start my paint collection up. But those are some homeschool must-haves, and hopefully you follow, like, subscribe, and we will be doing homeschool activities, vlogs, where we go outside, look at leaves, different things like that. So, if you will, just have a great day, and thank you for watching.